Hey everyone, Mr. Sujano here. If you play fighting games and you use a mixbox or a hitbox, this video might be extremely interesting to you. Some people might even consider it magical. Let's get started. Alright, to kick things off, we're taking a look at this little device right here, and here's a bigger picture of it that's probably easier to see. It's called the Magicians SOCD Cleaner by BitBang Gaming. SOCD stands for Simultaneous Opposite Cardinal Direction. At a high level, it's basically like holding left and right on your controller at the exact same time. The cleaning part just eliminates this possibility. I did a highly detailed video about this a little while back, and I'll leave a link in the description below if you want to learn more. The reason why SOCD continues to remain a hot topic in the fighting game community is because of the rise in popularity of things like the hitbox and cross-up and mixbox and other variants of stick or stickless arcade controllers where it's easy to hold multiple directions at the same time. Holding multiple directions at the same time becomes a huge problem in some games that aren't designed to handle that kind of input. For example, in Marvel vs. Capcom 3, you can hold left and right at the same time and block on both sides. Most arcade controllers and PCBs have built-in SOCD cleaning nowadays. The hitbox has built-in SOCD and so do Brook boards. But there are some controllers out there without SOCD. For example, if you've converted a Fightstick to a hitbox, it might not have SOCD. If you have a controller with a zero delay PCB, chances are it doesn't have SOCD. And for those controllers, there's things like the super fresh SOCD cleaner that you can plug in and give yourself SOCD. Now, to make matters even more confusing, there are different methods of SOCD cleaning. For example, sometimes if you hit left and right at the same time, for example on this Focus Attack SOCD cleaner, it will return a result of neutral. Some of the other types of SOCD cleaning include priority inputs. For example, if a controller has a right priority input, if you press left and right at the same time, right will come out. If it has left priority input, if you press right and left at the same time, left will come out. And if it has a last win priority, whatever button you hit last is the button that's going to come out. Now, some types of SOCD cleaners out there can only do one type of cleaning. Other PCBs like the Brook board can change SOCD cleaning, but what you can do with it is pretty limited. And this is where the Magicians SOCD Cleaner really comes into play. This little device will let you choose pretty much any version of SOCD cleaning you want, and you can change things on the fly on a per input basis. It also has indicator lights to show you exactly what's going on. Now, taking a look at the PCB, and the way I like to look at it is the left side here is the input for your wiring, the center is the brains of the operation, and the right side is the output for your wiring. This does support the Odin V1 and V2 as well as firmware updates via micro USB. Wiring this up was pretty simple and straightforward. You connect your buttons directly to the Magicians SOCD Cleaner first, and then you connect the Magicians SOCD Cleaner to your main PCB. And this is a huge benefit because your inputs are essentially being cleaned before they even hit your main PCB. So at this point in the installation process, I've connected all of my buttons to the Magicians SOCD Cleaner, and now I'm connecting the output from the SOCD Cleaner to the input on my PCB. So here's what it looks like almost fully set up. So if you take a look, I don't have the power connected from the Magicians PCB over to my PCB because I'm using a USB port to power it. The wiring right here is a complete mess, and if you're setting this up, I don't recommend doing it this way where everything is just completely messy. The whole reason I'm doing this is because I'm testing it between a bunch of different PCBs here, and it's a lot easier for me if I just kind of do it this way as opposed to tidy everything up just to tear it all down again. So here's an example of the last win method. I have the dip switches set up so it is in last win mode. And you can see when I hit right and left which one takes priority, whichever one is hit last. I'll switch things up now to show you a left priority version of SOCD. So whenever I press the left button, it takes priority over the right. So I tested this out with 5 different PCBs, the stock one in my hitbox, the PS4 Plus, the UFB, the Brook wireless board, as well as the zero delay. This thing worked with all of them. So to show you this in action, I have the Magicians SOCD Cleaner temporarily hooked up to a zero delay board, and I've got that hooked up to my hitbox, and I'll show you how these inputs work. So here's the last win method in action. I'll hold down left and then I'll tap right. Every time I tap right, it'll override the left command. And then as soon as I let go of right, it'll start going back to left. What I'll do now is hold right down and start tapping left, and you can see how the left command overrides the right. Now I'm going to change this into left priority mode, so I can do this on the fly. All I have to do is switch the dip switch here into left priority mode, and then both sides still work. Left and right still work. If I hold down right and press left, Ken will move left. If I tap right again, Ken continues to move left because the left has priority. Now let's change this on the fly again to return neutral whenever I press left and right at the same time. So again, it's just an easy switch here right on the Magician SOCD Cleaner. I can press and hold left, and as soon as I touch right, Ken stops. I can hold right, and as soon as I press left, Ken stops. And that's because each of these buttons are canceling each other out. Now, as for tournament legality, I'd assume this is probably going to be a pretty big question. As far as I know, the Magician SOCD Cleaner is fully tournament legal, provided you're using the type of SOCD Cleaner that the tournament requires. For Evo, for example, that's pretty much any form of SOCD cleaning, just as long as you have it. Now, in terms of availability, I don't know the price yet, and I don't know when it's going to be available, but I'd assume pretty soon. BitBang Gaming sent me this as a beta testing unit, and I am pretty impressed with it. For more information on this, I highly recommend checking out BitBang Gaming's Discord and Twitter, and I'll leave a link to both in the description below. Now for my overall thoughts on the Magician's SOCD Cleaner. I think this is an amazing product. I'm really blown away with what it can do, how easy it is to set up, how compatible it is, and how responsive the BitBang Gaming crew is if you have any questions. Realistically, this is perfect for someone looking to set up SOCD cleaning on their controller, or someone who already has it who wants to configure things a little bit in an easy, convenient way. This is an awesome little product, and it gets a massive thumbs up from me. But anyways, that is all I've got for today. Let me know your thoughts on the Magician's SOCD Cleaner in the comments below. If you like this video, leave a like. If you didn't like this video, leave a like. Hit that subscribe button, check out my other videos. Thank you everyone, take care.